Hi, you guys. My name is Jess Perillo, and I'm here with Lauren Barnard, and we are very excited to welcome you to our How to Get Your Oils Paid For 2.0. So what we're going to go over pretty quickly is just kind of some information, some basic information on what building a business or sharing oils with doTERRA looks like. And we're excited to share this information with you. And I'm going to kick it over to Lauren, and we're going to get underway.
Okay, everybody. So my name's Lauren Barnard. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to probably a link that maybe we've sent you. I mean, if you're here, you're open to hearing more about earning some income. You're open to the idea of generating like a little bit of residual income for whatever purpose. Maybe you want to get your oils paid for. Maybe you want to, be able to hire a house cleaner a couple times a month. Maybe you want to pay off your car faster. Whatever that looks like, it could be that you have a part-time job that you want to be able to get rid of and just replace or supplement your income. Some people might even be here because they're just really open and want to do this full time and replace maybe like a salary income of some type. So we're going to go through all of those possibilities. And we just want you to consider for a minute what that would look like. So just think about it. What do you think you're open most to creating residual income? What would that look like for you? I'm going to share my screen so that you can see this guide. And then we'll probably link up the digital link to it if you don't have the physical guide. But this is the business overview, doTERRA build guide. So you're a builder if you're open to presenting essential oils and teaching others about them. I mean, I don't know about you, Jess, but I started out just wanting to be an oil customer. And I think probably the majority of people do.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
It didn't take long though for me to start sharing the oils. And I only say that because when I was using them and they began working for me and for my family, it was so easy to talk about them because, of course, I was talking to my other girlfriends who were moms of little ones that what was working, for me with teething and sleeping and what I was using for energy and stress. And so it was very easy. And so I fell into the business kind of that way. But I was intrigued by the business opportunity from the beginning. So it was inevitable. And so here I am. Yeah. So I agree with you.
Yeah, the same. I was like, it was almost harder not to share and want to present the ideas. So I think I had one class taught. Well, I went to one class and then I hosted a class where someone else completely taught. And from there, I was just like, I couldn't not do this. So I thought I better look. And I remember opening up it was probably just like a one pager at the time that had like little people and talked about commissions. So we're just going to kind of demystify that a little bit for you and talk a little bit about like the big picture. This is what intrigued me. I don't know about you, but I love the idea of not trading hours for dollars. And my original profession was teaching. So I have a degree in education and teaching is my thing. So that's why it also easily translated, but you have to show up and, you have a certain amount of money that you can make, a set amount of money, and you have to be there, and there's certain time you can only take off certain time. And that I love the freedom of all the possibilities that can come from this type of model. So you really have a limitless ability. I remember watching this video. There's a video that goes along with this story, and I remember being really touched by it. It seems a little corny. I was like, I'm building a pipeline.
I want to just piggyback off of that too, because I think it's so important when you're comparing doTERRA to other business structures and other network marketing that there is no limit. And there's also no pressure either. It's completely up to you as an individual where your business goes, how fast it grows, and there's no quotas, there's no pressure at all. So I think it's such a unique opportunity and such an exciting one, because you really have no boundaries on what you're able to do or create.
Exactly. I mean, and even when I was also in real estate for a little while, it kind of piggybacked with my teaching. And then when my son was born, I did that more. And even with owning your own business of that nature, there's so much like money that you have to invest in it. And if you're not working, your business is not working. And so that was also really appealing, that there could be this like residual stream of income just from laying a foundation. So it was definitely intriguing. So I'm sure that it is the idea of it is for you. I mean, when I went to my first doTERRA class, I didn't even know that it was network marketing. I didn't even know what network marketing was. So all of this was truly like exciting. So I hope it is for everybody else. Yeah. And I'm really glad that I started learning through partnering with doTERRA, because it could have gone south. And maybe that's the reason why it was so appealing, is because it is so different among network marketing. So do you want to talk a little bit about this awesome company and what makes it different and why you would want to do it, Jess?
Well, I mean, there are so many. If you're watching this video, most likely you've already been exposed to doTERRA and you've been using the oils and you've already fallen in love with the lifestyle. And so there may be a little bit of education regarding the company itself. But basically, if you look at this page, doTERRA has a lot of retention, much higher than most other network marketing companies, which means once you're a customer, most likely you're going to stay a customer. And so that's important for us that are doing it as a business, because it just creates loyalty and trust. And again, it will generate income for you going forward. So it's a very fast growing company. And to be honest, if you are watching this video and you're interested in the business opportunity at all, my best advice, and I can't speak for Lauren, but she would probably agree, is to go to doTERRA's national convention. It's held every year in Salt Lake City. It's usually in September. It's 3 days and it's open to anybody. And to be honest, that is such an amazing experience that even as a customer, if you are really wanting to understand the company that you're partnering with, I highly, highly encourage you to attend if you're able to. And if you can't do it this year, do it next year. But for sure, if you're thinking about the business opportunity, it really gives you a clear picture who the executives are, where the company is going, how we're growing, and what impact doTERRA is having on the world. So cannot recommend that enough, to be honest.
Being there in person to experience like it says under caring and how we partner to change the world. I mean, you probably have heard about that, and maybe that's another reason why you're here, to be open to the idea of partnering with doTERRA. But being there live, you get to see all of the different people that it takes to make this impact, and it's really profound. Makes you feel extremely proud to be in the stands and representing that company, even if you are just like, well, I'm happy to put my dollars here as a customer. I mean, you can have, and it's very inspirational. Yeah, for sure. You want to go check it out. It's amazing. I love going. I've had actually a friend come who was just wanting to go for the education, the inspiration, and she was not even a customer. So for sure, like, tell everybody, bring your people, and just light everybody up with the passion of it, because it's an incredible event.
And we'll be there.
We'll be there.
So we'll be posting details about that.
Yes. We can have some events together, and it'll be a really good time. Right. The other cool thing is, I think the reason I didn't know it was network marketing is because doTERRA leads with the product. There's nothing about it that feels like you're just being sold an opportunity. It's truly a remarkable product with a remarkable mission. And that is why we want to be a part of it, right? That's really the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
So should we talk a little bit about, let's get into the compensation plan of how it works to earn income. And what's cool about it that I learned and have learned since doing it is that it's a very different compensation plan compared to other companies, where when you're first starting out in the average network marketing company, you tend to earn more initially, and then it kind of tapers off as you stick with it with consistency over time. Whereas that's flip-flopped within doTERRA. So you actually will earn more the longer you stay with it. And I mean, that's the great thing about it. When you love a product like this, you are in it for the long haul anyway. So staying with it and staying steady with it, like Jess and I have, is only going to grow exponentially the income that you can earn. So essentially through that, the where we talked about paying for your product, you're probably looking at the base of the different ranks that you can reach in doTERRA, from elite to premier, anywhere from a few $100s a month up to about $1,000 a month, enrolling from 15 to 25 people. And then the higher level rankings, where they consider more leadership ranks, are silver up to diamond. And so you can see those various different incomes that can be created. And Jess and I were talking a little bit before we started that for sure do not hold yourself in a box around the average amount of time it takes to achieve this. It all depends on your goals, your actions that you take, and just how aggressive you want to be in achieving that goal for your income. Do you have any other little bit to say about that, Jess?
No, I agree with that. And obviously, you know, as I said, there's no pressure. So there's no monthly quota and things like that that you need to feel pressured to achieve. So it really does come down to, you know,
you are in charge.
You are in control. That's right.
But that is also a double-edged sword. You are in charge. You know, so if it takes a certain amount of action to achieve results, you're in charge. And if you don't take that action, you just can't say, well, like, I upgraded my account and I made a few posts and invited a few people, so it's not working for me because it's been 3 months and I haven't reached elite. Like, you have to do certain things. So we're going to talk about that, and we're here with you the whole way. But just know that it's not like some get rich quick thing. This takes doing a certain amount of work to reap certain rewards, but it can pay off really, really big.
Right. And just to say, in addition to that, what Lauren was saying, by you being in charge of your own business does not mean that we are abandoning you in any way. Like Lauren said, we are. That is why we're doing this, so that we have a clear understanding of how best to help you. And we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But
yeah, absolutely.
That's our goal too.
Yes, absolutely. And like when we talk about like this silver leadership rank, I mean, you're leading, you're working with, you're partnering with 3 other people who are also sharing this beautiful message of healing and hope and empowerment with other people. So it's a really fun thing to be all doing together. And yeah, let's move on a little bit to what breaking down that monthly income looks like. It comes in a few different places, different ways that you get paid. So it can vary. So that's just an average, but it varies a little bit depending on what your exact structure looks like. I can talk about a couple of them, and Jess, you can finish it off. How does that work?
Sure.
Well, the best is Fast Start. Let's start down there, I guess. That's going to be like what you're going to be used to initially when you get started. So Fast Start is a weekly commission that you get when a new enrollee's volume with their volume upon enrollment and for their first 60 days. The enroller must have a 100 PV loyalty rewards order to receive this bonus. So you always have to have that set in your template. You know, if it's like a holiday or something, you want to make sure and reset it right away if those are limited time items, so that your cart is always at 100, because the system cannot pay you weekly unless your template is set at 100. And then you earn that right away. So let's say you actually earn this 3 levels deep. So let's say you end up partnering with Sally, and Sally hosts a class and enrolls a few people. You actually earn 10% of that person's original enrollment and their orders for 60 days as well. And then it goes so on and so forth for another level below you. So I would say that Fast Start is something you want to pay attention to most initially. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk a little bit about Power of 3?
Sure. Power of 3 is a structural bonus. And that's where, Lauren and I are going to help you as you start to enroll people. And when we're talking about enrolling people, it's setting people up with their wholesale membership. So that's what enrolling somebody means. You're helping them get started with their $35 wholesale account, or one of the starter collections, or however, somebody decides to get started with the wholesale account. So that is what is going to count as an enrollment. And so as you enroll people, you have 14 days to kind of place them within your organization. And that's something that as you start enrolling people, Lauren or myself will be able to help you decide where best to put them, because you're going to be paid based on your structure. And so I don't want to go too much into detail because it can, I don't want to confuse you, but Lauren and I will help you structure your organization to make sure that you're best set up to receive the Power of 3 bonus.
For sure. I mean, I think for me in the first few months, I was a little bit more slow. I did like 1 class a month initially. And I was just more concerned about like, okay, so if I have a friend who enrolls with like, say, a 200 PV starter kit, then I'm going to get 20% of that. So I'm making $40-ish. It kind of varies a little bit. And then I started to think about Power of 3 also, because let's say I had 3 people in that month who all placed about $150 or more. And if I have them, just all structured in the right way and the right time within that month, and it equals about $600, then I get that extra $50. So it kind of helped me gauge what my earnings could be like, and so then what my activities needed to be like in the beginning. There's a third way that 4 ways, but a third way that you will see initially getting paid is called a unilevel bonus. And this just grows and grows over time, becomes the monthly portion that you get paid along with Power of 3, that like monthly bonus check. This is a part of that based on how many people are underneath you within your organization and how like deep it grows. So you can see under Power of 3, you have 3 people who share, with another 3 people who share with another 3 people. That's kind of ideally how you want to see it grow, but you just start out with 1 at a time and the little people at a time. So percentages vary per level. The people right under you at 2, 3, and then so on. Then you also have the ability to earn leadership ranks once you reach Premier or Silver. And then beyond, there's additional percentages of overall leadership ranks is all divided. I think for Premier, it's around like $230 or something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
That's just for reaching like your exact 2 different legs, like you would have here, just like 2 different people with people under them. And the overall sales of each of those groupings, you have 201 and 200 another, and overall $5,000 in sales. And that's when you qualify for that Premier bonus. And it's an extra portion of money into your monthly check. Too confusing? But basically there are 4 ways you get paid. You get paid weekly, you get paid monthly with this stuff as things grow. All right. So now we want to think a little bit more about you. What would make the biggest impact in your life? So in partnering with doTERRA, there's a lot of possibilities that can happen. Would you like to earn more, become debt free, have a generous savings account, financial freedom, be able to give more charitably and with ease? Do you want to work smarter, have more time freedom, build your dreams? Self-improvement for me was definitely something. I feel like doTERRA is really like very much a personal development company. Mm-hmm. You learn so many things about yourself, and there's so many incredible people to learn from within this organization, within our whole company, and there's wonderful people to collaborate with. Financial planning. And then do you want to have the ability to travel more? Do you love educating people? Do you love being of service, making a difference, spending time with your family? I mean, all of these things are possible. So what would make the biggest impact for you if you could have? And this is where we just want to invite you to think about which path is the best for you and get back to Jess or myself, whoever invited you here, to think about where are you at and what amount of activity do you have possible? What is the investment of your time that you have available?
And then we, are able to meet you with the support that you are needing in order to fulfill that goal. So this is a good, not only is it helpful for you to get a clear understanding of where exactly you want to be, but it's helpful to us too, so we know exactly how to best support you and partner with you going forward.
Exactly. And it's really quite simple. We use this process called pipes to engage in the actual activities that help you grow the business. So the more that you put into your pipeline, the more you will receive. Basically, every single week, we do various activities that fall under prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. And so really all it takes is loving your oils, sharing your oils, teaching others, and just continuing to do that cycle over and over again. Right. I think, do you want to touch on something here?
Nope. I was just going to say that these never change. So regardless if it's your first day and you decided that you are ready to start or launch your doTERRA business, all the way up to Presidential Diamond, this is the system that everybody uses. So it doesn't change. All of us are doing the same activities. So it's just a really great support system. We're all preparing, we're all inviting. I mean, Lauren and I have been, teaching classes for over 4 years, and we're still teaching classes. So it's not something that ever stops. So it's a very easy system. And of course, you can tweak it as you move through it to however best fits you and how you present and how your business is going to grow. But these are the basic steps, and they're super easy.
Yes, absolutely. And it comes down to like using your products too. The more you use your products, the more it's simple to present, because you have that just in your experience all the time. And so within that, I mean, the real first thing to do in preparing, you want to have a names list. You want to have the ability to invite, so know when your events are, how often, and have a way that you're going to invite them. And so we can help you figure out all of those things. But I think what people get hung up on a little bit is this jumping off point. And like, well, I don't know if I know enough to just use that Natural Solutions class handout to start talking to all these people on my names list. And I think one thing to know, like Jess said, like we're all still doing this. This is a business that you don't know everything. You are learning along the way. Like we're just constantly refining and figuring out, okay, maybe, that class I messed up on this, or I didn't say that right, or we went over time. But honestly, like, people don't care if you're perfect. They just want to experience oils, and they want it to do it with you. So that's the biggest part, I would say, is use your oils, and that experience and that love and passion will come through no matter how you do any of these things.
Right.
Yeah. You want to get to know all of the guides that we have. And there's, I mean, when I started, there was none of this, right? There was,
Right.
now there is so much available. So nothing stands in your way. I mean, there's training galore online. There's our team and our community to help you to learn how to enroll and support and grow our community. So now we're just going to take a minute to recap the 3 things that it requires to launch your business, or just to start little by little. If you're just looking to dip into it slowly, that's perfectly fine too. So Jess, do you want to go over a little bit of what we have here?
So basically, the best way to get started at this point is to go through the Live Guide. This is really just kind of a snapshot of the doTERRA lifestyle. If you're just getting started with doTERRA, or if you've been using the oils and products for a while, this will just give you kind of some other suggestions and maybe something that you're not using. Really and truly, the best way to grow your business or start your business is, like Lauren said, speaking from your own experience, your own testimonials. That is what people are going to want to hear. They're going to want to know what you use. They're going to want to know what works for you. So the best thing that you can do really is just use as many oils as you can. Just become comfortable in kind of like a daily oil routine and start sharing that. The next thing is you're going to want to just flip through the share guide, and Lauren and I can get you the link. I think we're going to post the link right to all of these. These guides are the hard copy. Hard copies are available in your back office too. So you can actually order them singly, or you can order them in packs of 10, or they're available, like Lauren has, through a link if you prefer it that way. So they're all available. And then once you kind of go through that, the next step is the launch guide. So once you go back and kind of ask yourself the questions that Lauren has prompted, meaning where do you see yourself going from here? What path are you thinking you may choose, whether it's paying for your product all the way to replacing your income? Ask yourself those questions. The next step is launching your business. And so that is where Lauren and I will come in, and we will kind of work with you one-on-one. And that will be the next step. And we will be there to help literally launch your business with you. So
yeah, but be sure you don't skip like 1 and 2. It's super important. If you're fairly new to using your oils, if you've never sat down with one of us or the person who enrolled you and sent you to this video, like, make sure that you've had like a sit-down discussion lifestyle overview, or at least take yourself through it, because that's part of that pipes process too, is also doing that with your customers beyond getting them started with their products. We want to make sure that we're really seeing and hearing our customers, making sure that they feel like they're being heard and really supported by the product and the community. And then going through the share guide and making sure you understand what it is to be successfully sharing and getting other people to host your presentations. All of that is really important to do for yourself in partnership with us or one of our other leaders on the team. And then really, when you are launching with that goal, like, really solid, and with all of the tools and the support from the team that you need in collaboration to get you rolling. That is
right. That would have the best foundation. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is just encourage you to take a deep breath and get a pen and write down 30 people who you know need essential oils, who you know would be open to the idea of natural solutions. Just off the top of your head, the people who are in your circle immediately. Maybe it starts with family, friends, people who you know from kids' school, people you see at the gym. Like, just allow yourself to freely write here. You can go onto social media and see who your connections are there. You can Google doTERRA name, what is it, memory jogger for names list. And there's a lot of really good, like, specific categories of people. But I'm going to take a minute and just write down a list for myself, because like Jess said, we're always inviting and meeting people too. And there's always new people that we come into contact with. So we're going to take a minute with you. Do it now. Don't go on any further to listening until you do this. It's like the first step. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do it too. Okay. Deep breath. Take another minute or so to keep going. If you get stuck, you can always go through your contacts in your phone.
And this is always going to be a list that you come back to over time. So I would, once you write this list here, Lauren, wouldn't you say the best thing is to kind of put this list in something that you have easy access to, that you can update?
Yes.
Regularly. So I have it in my calendar as part of my pipes routine that every Friday I update my names list. So I still have people on my names list from 2 years ago, and I have people that I just met last week. So it's a constant kind of evolving and changing list, but this will always give you people to follow up with, people to check in on, people who you've answered questions. So this is going to be, you know, like Lauren said, the very basic. And it's something that you're always going to refer back to and grow on. So make sure you save it somewhere handy, whether it's on your phone or in memo or Google Sheets or something like that, that you can easily keep track of and easily add people in as you come in contact with them throughout your day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, eventually in time, it's really nice to have it in some kind of spreadsheet where you have their contact information alongside of it. So you could be literally anywhere with a little bit of extra time where you can be reaching out and connecting. There are several, you know, things that you want to do to continue to nurture that pipes with them as we go along through launching the business. But I love this. Bringing hope, healing hearts, raising leaders, living dreams. It is super meaningful work. We are truly grateful for having this business in our lives, and to bring you a part of it is very exciting.
Right. We're very excited.
Yeah.
So do your names list. Get your 30 names at least written down and answer the question, you know, what path is best for you? And then let us know, one of us or whoever invited you to watch this video, so that we can all begin, you know, to go over the launch guide individually and set you up for success.
And if you have any other questions or anything, we're here for you. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks, Jess.